Gold Gauntlet.
The Gold Gauntlet is 1-1 against the Gauntlet.
1-1 with an asterisk, though. We don't know if you really missed a point in that.
That is true. I
game.
think he did. I think we're 1-1.
We're gonna rewind the tape. We can't
Yeah.
do it live though.
Yeah, we have to
even
go
though
back
we're
to that
live.
Believe
one.
me, I will be examining that tape thoroughly to make sure Brad gets swept.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a big one then.
Yeah.
All right. So today, or for this video, we're going to be playing a variant of Jeskai Control that Todd has been working on, and I am playing Yama Killer's PTQ winning deck list in its entirety. It was a unique version take on the deck relative to all the other ones this last weekend, and it is one that people are moving towards. And what I like about it is it's not playing Fine Finality or any sweepers, and it, potentially has to dodge Selesnya matchups. But in the Golgari mirrors, specifically, these Planeswalkers are absurd.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you have 3 Golgari Queen, 3 Relic Seekers, like these are just the mirror breakers. Like they're some of the most important cards.
Too.
Vivian Reed's also very, very good. Not playing Fine Finality was the thing that really stood out to me. And the more that I've played against the deck, though, the more that it just felt correct in this specific version.
Yeah, so Ross, you got a question?
I don't have a question, but I have what I think is the best name for this deck possible from Rogue 1987. It's Golgari Supervillains.
Golgari Super
Instead of
Villains.
Super
Instead of
Friends.
Super Friends.
Oh, yeah, Super Villains.
Love it. Love
Golgari
it.
Super
Perfect.
Villains is great, yeah.
I don't think so, though, because, I mean, okay, it's a great name, but I don't think Vraska is the enemy.
Not in the storyline. I think actually Golgari is the good guys in this story. Is it? Or is
I don't need
Demir
any
the
of your
good guys?
pesky facts here.
She helped Jace on.
Yeah,
one.
and Jace is a good guy, right? She's just looking for the immortal sun, man.
Well, if she finds it, she's in trouble.
Well,
Because she can't be activated.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this Jeskai deck that I'm going to be playing against Yama Killer's deck, it's something I've been working on for the last few days. There was a version that was 5.0 on Magic Online League that played 4 Crackling Drake, which works really well with Deafening Clarion. And I thought that was like such a cool combo.
Oh.
But the more I played with Crackling Drake, the more I realized that like you don't really have the little things that help you gain the velocity to justify playing Crackling Drake. So I've ended up cutting it completely in favor of just playing almost a pure control deck, with my win conditions being either Teferi tucking itself, or I'm going to use 4 copies of Expansion Explosion to fireball you to death while drawing a bunch of cards.
Interesting. Well, that is funny that you took Crackling Drake out of a person that built a Drake deck.
Well, it also messes with the mana pretty hard, and you have to play like way too many lands that tap for red in a deck where you don't have that many red cards.
Yeah.
And it just felt a little wonky. And plus I'm not playing Electromancer, so I can't like go off with Crackling Drake.
Yeah.
So. But I lost last round. Technically,
For now.
it's up in the air.
For now,
but, yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep this hand. Sounds great.
Yeah. Not the greatest hand, especially. Well, it's good. It would be good if not against control, but that's how Golgari is going to be in game ones. You can maybe build it to be good in these matchups, but.
All right, we're going to lead off with a Clip Top Retreat. The mana base in this deck is super interesting. You have to balance the color combinations pretty well. And if you don't, a lot of times just your land just will start entering the battlefield tapped. Sure. Graveyard.
Your turn.
I think having one of my lands enter the battlefield tapped is like my least favorite thing in all of Magic. I just want to use my lands.
17. That's fine. Brad's just looking for lands. Looking for lands,
Your
and
turn.
it's untapped now.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. I'll jump into that Clarion then. Let's get real deaf.
Yeah. Your turn. Definitely Clarion, one of my favorite cards.
That was nice.
That was nice. One of my favorite cards from the Jeskai Splash. Ooh, that's your answer to Teferi. I don't know if you want to get rid of that one.
Oh, I got answers.
All right, so you get a counter.
Your turn.
All right, so we don't have a counter spell. So here is what I have to start thinking about. Do I want to main phase things like Chemister's Insight so I can hit land drops? And I personally main phase Chemister's Insight a lot just to make sure that I hit those lands, especially when a lot of them are shock lands that would normally deal you damage because you want them to ETB tapped if you can help it. I also have the option to just like clear this creature off, but you know we have some safety valves, so we're not really in that bad of shape. We're gonna pass turn and hope he doesn't have a Golgari Queen.
I don't.
Nice. All right, I'm at 14. Nice. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
we can.
they just get cast. You just
We
gotta
can
you
beat
gotta get
that
used to
one.
just slamming those chupacabras down as a 2/2. You just gotta play them.
We really want to draw a land there for multiple reasons.
Well, you can flashback that Chemist's Insight.
I know. All right, we are going to just play another Deafening Clarion.
How rude. My turn.
Did you describe it as rude or Rudy 2D fresh and fruity?
Just rude.
Yeah.
Veruska, the Relic Seeker.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Finally, it's been
Alright,
3 matches in the making.
All right, you're gonna make a 2/2.
Yes.
All right,
And then you're going
in a
to-
turn, I'm gonna blink of an eye. Draw. I'm gonna go to 12.
No.
Fairy. Draw a card. Untap
Rude.
this and this.
Just rude, Todd.
This is like the first time in 3 matches that Vraska wouldn't have immediately ended the game, and it's the only time Brad has actually had it.
That resolves. All right.
Good.
In your turn, I'm gonna Justice Strike this.
End of your turn, I'm going to Cecil Trophy that.
That's fine. Let's see, I have 2 white. I'll get another white just in case I need to use all my white mana for stuff. How many cards in hand? Did you play the land
I
you
have
drew?
3. Yeah, I played the land I drew.
Okay. And you attacked my Teferi, so I'm still at 12.
Yep.
All right, and okay, untap. Draw. Go.
All right.
At 10. I will ionize that.
Take 2.
Yep.
Go.
You're at 18.
If only Ionize could hit creatures.
Ooh, the cards are that. The cards are that good.
I will Teferi and tick.
Good draw, Todd. Good draw.
Yeah, it was nice. Not
Good
gonna lie.
draw.
I'm going to go ahead and Lava Cool this, and then untap these EOT and say go.
Sad. Vraska.
Oh, I forgot to flashback.
That's what I even said. Like there wasn't a card that you wanted to discard for that.
Sure, that's fine.
All right. I'll make another pirate, and your turn.
All right, we are just going to untap because if we do the thing that we might do, okay, nothing. I'm not gonna say anything.
I got you, Todd. I agree.
Yeah, you don't want to get trophied again.
All right, minus, and I will.
Search for.
I'm just gonna blink bounce. Go.
Vraska.
I just what? Oh, you have
At
3?
one point, I
Okay,
had
okay.
three of
All
a
right,
kind.
Counter, you take 2.
What?
You're at
Counter
16.
it.
Well, you know.
Go.
You know. So it's not the top card, right? It's the one
No,
after.
that is correct.
All right. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
I will just play this tapped and the EOT. I'll untap it.
And you have to untap one of my lands.
No, I don't. It's errated,
I
sir.
was waiting.
Sure. Sure.
I don't like
All right,
that.
so you're at is that
It's
8?
so much loyalty. All right, I have a thing, and
Yeah, you have a
this is
token.
your turn.
All right, I'm gonna deal 6 of this and draw 6 cards.
That feels
1, 2,
bad.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, a bunch of them were lands.
I still feel behind.
Really? All right, tuck this. I will play a Clifftop Retreat. Gonna Lava Quilt this.
Definitely thought Brad was just scooping up his cards there.
Go.
Todd likes to win.
Hand count check.
Wow. I will.
I mean, I lose my other Vraska if I activate it.
Yeah. We can't syncopate, which kind of stinks. I'm just gonna honestly, that's fine.
Why can't you syncopate?
No, I have to find the syncopate first.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
sorry.
This
It
is fine.
resolves. Yeah.
4. Look at the top 4 cards. I'll get a Jade Light Ranger and cast it.
Sure.
Let's get this board cleaned up. Okay, so that happens. All right, put this in my hand. Put this in my hand. Play this. Say go.
All right, we are going to play a Chemist's Insight. I probably should do this in response to this. I probably should do it in response to this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this or not for 5. Discard Steam Vents. Okay.
It's a really forceful untap.
Past turn, I'll move to discard, and then on your upkeep, I'm going to shoot this for 6 and draw 6. Or more than that. 3, 6, 7, 8. And I'll draw 8.
Okay. Attack you.
Yeah, I'm at 8.
Eldest Reborn.
I feel like I've
trigger.
seen this before.
Your turn.
When have I seen this before? I
What?
think it was like, what, 4 years ago?
5 years ago.
6?
Just Sphinx
8,
Revelation and Sphinx
12.
Revelation and
Oh,
Sphinx
yeah.
Revelation. Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
Your dad.
You're dead!
I'm not too happy about this.
Dude, my deck is going off! We're doing it! How many cards I got left? Usually the last fireball makes them draw cards, though. I just want to...
For real?
Yeah.
That's great.
We're going to have to discard a bunch. I guess I'll go...
You're going to have to discard down to 6.
Yeah. I'm going to go Clarion, Teferi, Search.
Oh, no.
Gonna need
Right,
you
so
to tap
5,
some mana
6,
for
7,
that.
8, 9, 10.
There you go.
8, 9, 10. I will... I'll draw a card.
All right.
And then move to... I don't know if I play... Let's see. How much did I do for?
Just
8?
play
So
land, I
4,
don't care.
3, 6. I did play land, so I'm going to
Okay.
untap these two
Can I concede?
at any time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Is
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
is
Thank
this doing no... I just we're doing it. Expansion Exposition Sphinx Revelation. It's so good.
It
The Todd is
absurd.
merciful.
The Todd is merciful.
Yeah. It's a little bit worse than Revelation at the low numbers that you used to sort of gear up, and the little bit of life was relevant. But at that point, the expansion half is still really good. You can just double up on a spell.
Oh, yeah. Just double
Yeah,
up
no,
on a removal
that's-
spell. Sometimes you can just copy your opponent's Chemist's Insight. If you're getting in a counter war in a control mirror, you just like copy their counter spell, so you resolve your J, so you basically have 4 extra negates. It's just nice.
Is not
All right, let's
enjoyable.
ask some of them control questions. You said you had a bunch of control questions crewed up, and now I'm jazzed. I am just jazzy Jeff
Well-
over here.
TJ Jazzy Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there were not a lot about Jeskai specifically, surprisingly, but
Phil-
we got an early question from Land Go about advice for building Grixis control. What about Grixis control? You like that one? I know Todd's a fan of Nicol Bolas the Ravager.
I'm not a fan of Nicobolas the Ravager at all. What is this?
We're close to 2,000 viewers. We're getting close.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, we're going to hit it, and it's going to be while I'm casting Expansion Explosion for X equals 8.
I'm not a big fan of Nicobolas. It just doesn't like line up that well against the Eldest Reborns, Ravenous Chupacabras, Lava Coils, Counterspells. Just the format in general already has to respect Phoenix, and I think Nicobolas, if it had a 5th toughness, maybe it would be too good, but it's just in this atmosphere where we
We
already
did
have-
it.
Okay.
We're at 2K? 2,000! Woo!
Is that the first time?
Yeah.
High fives.
High fives? Is this...
Yes. All right. Sorry about all that.
Thanks,
I mean,
everybody.
I don't even think we need to go on a break. We're already set up sideboarding. Let's just keep it rolling.
Do we have to go on a break due to our thing? Okay, we're not going to go on a
No.
break. Let's just go to sideboard.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hit
I'm
it.
already lined out. So for sideboarding, I'm going to be taking out Chupacabras and cast downs and a lot of Assassin's Trophies since I already have answers to Planeswalkers, but I don't want... My answers are expensive, and that's what Assassin's Trophy is nice about, but because of the way that Todd's deck is configured, I don't want to give him extra lands.
You also can't afford to take that much damage from Argyll's Bloodfast because sometimes you just get burnt out.
Oh, I thought about that. I'm curious about how good Argyll's Bloodfast is against
Yeah.
the burn, but I do think that I need to generate value and and bleed you of resources. And
Oh,
and
for sure.
Bloodfest does that. But yeah, these new ways, like these new Jeskai decks have ways to burn out. I've even thought about like getting to 9 and or going 10 or below and getting fought by fire.
Yeah.
And this is one of the times where
Do you have Carnage Tyrants in your sideboard? Is that something I need to?
a lot of lists do. This one does not, but like you have to respect it moving forward.
Okay, I think so. So from my side of sideboarding, were you done? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah,
interrupt.
I'm done.
Okay, so I think Disdainful Stroke is particularly good because you just need ways to make sure that they don't stick. Either Vraska or Vivian Reed. Those are like the cards that are going to beat you. The rest of their creatures, they generate value, but they get swept up with Deafening Clarion. But after sideboard, they can have access to creatures with hexproof, like Carnage Tyrant, and those are pretty potent. Also, I don't think Cleansing Nova is that bad as just a sweeper for a lot of the little stuff. I think the spot removal is not great, but you can't cut too much of it because then sometimes you just get run over by 2-drop into 3-drop. I got to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, so on the draw, like I think cutting like a Justice Strike is okay. I think Lava Coil is pretty sweet because it keeps them from being able to use Fine Broker to get back certain stuff. The fact that sorcery is kind of annoying.
Are your Cleansing Novas in the sideboard?
No, I have
Or are you
1
boarding
main
out?
and 2 board. So I have to. So this, I was gonna board them out, but now I don't know what to board in. And this is why we take the 3-minute break so I can figure this stuff out. Because honestly,
I assume that moving forward, Carnage Tyrant is going to be in almost every sideboard because they're actually good in the mirrors.
Right.
They're very good in the mirrors. So I'm assuming moving forward, you have to respect Carnage Tyrant. You can keep them in or out if you want to for this specifically, but I would not suggest sideboarding like this if you're picking up this deck of Todd's for Friday Night Magic this
all right,
weekend.
I'm just gonna board out Justice Strikes. And
I agree with that. I don't
Okay.
like.
I think 2 Lava Coil, 4 Deafening Clarion, 3 Cleansing Novas, and
Oh, for sure. That's not even the way
I think
that
I cut a Justice Strike from my deck before we started. So
I think having too much spot removal is the way to lose this matchup because my creatures don't actually hit that hard.
yeah, I think maybe Essence Scatter's okay though.
Yeah, I do too.
Just because it keeps you off the value stuff. All right, we are not gonna board in Rao. I don't know.
I don't like
I
that
just-
card in the matchup.
I just like Planeswalkers because they're a little harder for you to deal with. And like they always draw a card even if you trophy it or whatever.
We got a question from Epic ZA about Ral's Eric.
Let's go.
Here of just what its role is in these Jeskai control decks. Brad, you said you didn't like it here.
I got a mulligan that.
Do you
What?
not like it in general? Ral, in this Jeskai deck. Do you not like
I don't
it?
like Rel in general. I think that Jeskai is just stronger because Teferi's good. Like we're playing, Teferi's better than Rel. And,
100%.
Well, but
yeah.
and it's worth splashing. So it's end
Going
of
out on a
conversation.
limb
It's
with
like
that one,
it's like
Brad.
bad Ral. Or sorry, Ral is like a bad Teferi, but
Yes.
it's like a 5th but bad Teferi. And like I agree that maybe 5 Teferis is like if it was just a 5th Teferi maybe, but that's not legal. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I just think it's. Not
I
a
won't
good
tell
card.
if you won't tell Todd.
Tell what.
If I play 5 Teferi, so that I just have a better chance to 3-0 you or whatever. I mean, Ross. I mean,
It's
until
looking
we're-
good for you, Ross. I'm on the mulligan and my hand isn't good.
All right, we're gonna have to check the tape. Let's get one more question before we start, though, since you got some
Okay.
queued up.
J Rock EST91 wants to know why you don't have a lightning strike in the Jeskai deck to continue that burn plan.
So the burn plan is kind of secondary. You want cards that can answer most creatures. Like Justice Strike obviously can't go to the dome. I'm gonna keep mine. I think Justice Strike can't go to the dome. So, but it answers things like Doom Whisper, which can be potentially problematic.
Syncopate. Your turn. I guess I should write it down.
Yeah.
2 lands, 1 land.
Lava Coil also exiles things like Rekindling
Coil,
Phoenix, which are particularly
Clarion,
annoying. And in matchups like this, it
Scatter.
just kills more stuff.
And insight.
The burn plan is not really the primary thing. Like your expansion explosive will just eventually kill them, either by cards or otherwise.
Go. This is not good. Miss land drop. That's
Well, oh, wrong one.
no.
We drew another secret. It's exiled, sir. No fine brokers for you.
Go. Obviously, I didn't.
We
even
didn't
know.
hit our land drop though, so we can't do much of anything. That's
Bam!
fine. That's fine.
Go.
That one.
Now we're cooking with gas.
That one's okay. So
Uh,
I think I can just lava coil this. So he doesn't have 5 mana, and then we can still hold up Essence Scatter? It's exiled. Go.
It's exiled? Oh, yeah, Lava Quill.
Tilt. Yep.
I'm going to play my land first so it doesn't get syncopated.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And I'll sack this and draw a card.
Yep. So it's
Yeah.
at 6.
Your turn.
And you're at 21. Draw. Tilt. All right. Draw 2.
Yep.
Go. Yep. So J-Light Ranger finds a land, which is the 6th one potentially for a big Vraska.
Don't even know if I want this. I'm gonna bin it and then I'm gonna sack this and draw. I can't play Vraska next turn, but I think I just need like velocity.
Yep. So that's gonna put you to 22.
Yeah, maybe I should have kept the district guide, but it felt like a weak keep.
All right. Draw. Untap. Go. We could minus.
Contempt?
I will disdainful stroke that.
No! Attack.
This for
Yeah.
3. It's at 2.
Go.
I don't actually care if he ultimates Vraska because I can just clean up his creatures pretty easily, I think. What now? All right, I'll start with a draw since we don't have a choice. And I will... All right, I will go Deafening Clarion to kill your Jade Lights, and I will play a Search for Scanta, tap Steam Vents, EOT, untap these 2.
All right. Jade Light.
I will Essence Scatter it.
Okay. I will shock, play Scavenger on your
Yeah.
Insight,
That actually happens a lot, which
and
is
then
pretty
I will
frustrating.
kill that.
Yeah. So now we're not under
Your
ultimate
turn.
pressure, which I like, and that's why I played this to kind of bottleneck him into minusing, because there is a chance that it does end up just being too problematic for us.
It does make it pretty awkward for you. You lose a lot of tactical flexibility with an emblem like that, especially because you're at 20 life. Like, you got a ton of life to play with.
Yeah.
You have 1 card left.
Yeah.
All right. Draw a card.
And that emblem basically is 19 damage to you.
Yeah. I'm going to Cleansing over your creature, play Search for Scanta, and then EOT untap these 2.
All right. I will. Play Fine Broker.
Results.
I will target. What's in your graveyard?
I have.
Do you have anything cool?
Nothing cool. No.
All right, then I guess I'm gonna take Jade Light Ranger
Okay.
and play Jade Light Ranger.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'm going to first. I'm just gonna kill that and then play this.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
all that-
so
all
go to
that's
4.
good.
All right, Jade Light Ranger.
Mhm.
Keep it. 2 counters. Your turn. It feels like I'm finally stable until he blows up all my creatures and
All right,
draws a bunch of cards.
Minus this. Cleansing Nova you.
Okay, step 1.
Steam Vents, go. Is gone.
Go.
Todd did not
Go.
seem very...
Keep it. Your turn.
You're at 22. I'll just kill this and draw a bunch. I'm gonna draw 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can this deck beat red?
I have like 4 Deafening Clarion.
No, I'm
3
curious.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm not even like. I'm not even being like this deck doesn't exist because it can't beat this deck in the format. No, I'm not. I'm not
so.
playing that.
I'm playing 4 Deafening Clarion.
I don't
a
think
bunch of
Deafening
2
Clarion's that good. The
Sure.
removal's not good because the burn actually is relevant.
All right, I will. I guess main phase a Chemister's Insight. Try to draw into Teferi.
Ooh, second card down.
Draw a card.
What time is it? Like real
untap
time?
these 2.
What's the time? No, I'm serious.
3:30. We got 20 minutes.
20 minutes
Do you
of
wanna have
questions
20
sounds great.
I was going to put it up to the chat if they want to see a third game after this one wraps, or if they want more questions.
No
I just want-
questions. I don't want to do this again.
Aw,
Well,
come
it's not.
on.
It's going to be chat's decision. You have to do what they want.
Do I?
Yes, that's how
They
this
don't
job works.
own me.
Get a shot of my face. I am so happy.
The only person in chat that I would listen to is if Cedric was there.
All right, you're
Okay,
good.
I'll message him.
I'm gonna. I guess I'll disdainful stroke. I don't know.
Rude.
I don't know. Is he even good? All right, draw. I will.
It's a lot of game 3s.
Play Chemister's Insight. Draw.
Not all game 3s. I do like the make him suffer salt emote. That's pretty good.
Make him suffer.
Juice press, good one.
All right, draw 2.
Fine Gersh, the beatings will continue until Brad's morale improves.
All right, end of turn.
Oh, I'm moving to it. It's in my hands.
You're go. I'm gonna
This is
discard.
the gold gauntlet, Brad.
The Gold Gauntlet is over.
Oh, you just want to play one match of.
One game with red.
One game with
game
red.
one.
against-
Game one with red. Let's
Okay.
do it.
No, we gotta finish this game.
It's not over yet.
Duresio.
Oh, see, that's pretty good.
As if fans have
I'm
7
gonna,
card
I'm,
hand.
I'm gonna count it.
with 2 of them.
Here,
Your
here's
turn.
20. All right, let's go.
What card? Lava Coil? Oh, that's a sideboard card. I don't need it.
Draw.
Lava
No,
Coil is a
it's
sideboard.
Draw a card. This is my favorite thing to do in Magic is just make Brad miserable. All right,
Ditto.
your turn.
Ditto. Todd and I are bonding now.
Cast the Woodland Cemetery.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, your turn.
Brad wants
I'm
to
gonna,
go
I'm
home.
gonna return it to your hand and draw a card.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, how far is Brad right now on the raw salt scale? He's definitely up in that
I'm not
convention
salty
center
at
pretzel
all.
range.
Pretzel range, yeah.
Convention center pretzel.
I think you're saltier than I am because I'm not salty.
Your turn.
hate flow through
I've
you,
got you
Bradley.
now. R.
How do I replicate making Brad miserable at home? I'll think
All right,
about that
hold
one
on.
wrap
Let me-
game and get back to you.
Can't quite. Actually, no. If I find another expansion explosion, I just kill you. So, all right.
Don't you just like?
No, it resolves. It can't minus on planeswalkers, right?
No.
All right.
Your go.
You're not even gonna activate.
Nope.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna hit you for 9 and draw 9.
Do we not want to
cards.
play a game with red?
In a second.
We don't have enough time.
We got
The show
plenty of
ends at-
time, Brad.
the show ends
Plenty
at
of
4.
time.
All right. Brad's at 11, and I'm just.
Why
gonna,
would you do that instead of ultimate? Oh, because you can just kill me.
I
With,
can just kill you
if
with
you
the
find
plus.
another one.
Yeah. The plus lets me untap 2 land and float 2 mana. Hey, and I found it. All right. Plus, move my end step. Trigger on the stack, float, untap, and then I'll make you draw 11 and hit you for 11 because I actually can't draw any more cards. I drew too many.
Well, can you? You can't. Oh, you can make me draw and deal me the damage.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The last
Yeah.
one always, like when you're finishing your opponent off, it's almost always make them
That's
draw.
really cool.
Yeah. But they die at the same time, so they don't actually get to use the cards. So you want to play the mono red deck versus my Jeskai control deck.
Well, if they want a third game, it's not going to be that.
All right, so I brought in a Nova and 2 disdainful strokes. I think that was it. For Justice Strike, X3.
I'm just going to say that both of you are very mean to me. I feel
I'm just
ganged
casting
up.
my spells.
I feel ganged up.
I'm just casting my spells.
Ganged up upon.
Shut up, Rob.
I feel
And all the goodwill with Todd is gone.
that
We're
I've been
back to
handling
normal.
myself well and still being called salty.
Yeah,
No, I thought you handled yourself well, considering
So
that
did
I was
I.
playing all the magic.
Yeah.
that's why I had to push you further until you snap.
Do you remember
And I have to
playing-
run out of the door.
Do you remember
Run out of
playing
the
like
building.
mopey 3-color decks against Sphinx's Revelation?
Yeah.
That's what that felt like.
Oh, that was bad.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But the problem with Sphinx's Rev is it gains you life. I'm scared of this matchup. I think that this is just going to be abysmal.
Sure, could be. I mean, that might be why Crackling Drake was in the deck, so I could like play it and then Clarion attack,
Yeah.
gain a bunch of life. You know.
Well, I also played this deck a lot against those versions, and it just feels like any deck that wants to play reactive that way, this deck was just brutalizing.
Oh yeah.
Miller wisely chiming in with, "This is the internet, Brad. You can't lose and not be salty. Those are the rules.
Oh, I forgot.
You're on the internet."
I will also say that a lot of the Golgari decks, I think, have pretty good matchups against mono red. And there is a chance that mono red just ceases to exist as an archetype at some point. And then whoever does the dirtiest thing possible could be holding the trophy.
Oh yeah,
at the
then
end.
these decks will just have to splash negates and beat that.
Because otherwise,
that way.
expansion explosion is.
Well, my hand's really bad against mono red, so I'm gonna mulligan. We didn't have any cheap interaction. Oh, you rolled a 7, so you lost. All right.
All right, I'm on the play.
No,
and...
it's 7-11 game.
Oh, okay, you're on the play. Mulliganing.
Yeah.
I have played so many games with this deck that like, I do like it, but it feels weird. Like I have played, I don't know, maybe over 100 matches with mono red variants, maybe more.
Just draw 7, Todd.
No.
Yep, 19.
Your turn.
Go. 18. Sure. Sweep you.
Swept. Go.
Go. You have nothing in the yard? No, or no?
No.
Okay. Card in hand?
Fort.
Sure.
Trigger.
Yep.
Tech.
Yep.
Trigger.
I'm going to copy that and blow this up.
Wow. You still take damage. I mean, to be fair, that is just a removal spell.
All right, I'm at 15. Right, but
That is nice.
But a
though.
removal spell he wouldn't get to
You're
cast
at
if you didn't
15.
cast a lightning strike on your own
Oh,
turn.
yeah, you're at 15.
all right, your turn.
If you had held off trying to get that extra point in,
You're right. You're right.
see? Karate chop.
Now he doesn't know if he wants to play a burn spell or not because it's just loses.
No,
creature.
I think that's fine. I don't know how I want to play my spells out
Okay,
into your spells. I will just
Isn't
attack
that-
for 1.
14.
Go.
Isn't that the rub?
In a turn, I'll draw 2 cards.
I will play Risk Vector.
Yeah, I will.
Go to 11.
Going to
Cards
11.
in
We
there?
have Todd at
3.
14
Yeah, I'll,
over
I'll
here.
go to 10.
Going to
Go
10.
Or 10, yeah. All right.
All right, this is where it starts to be not great. Sorry, go.
Oh, no.
We just missed land draw. That was a pretty big deal.
All right.
We did mulligan though. I am going to Essence Scatter that. All right, I'll take 3. I'm at 7.
Go.
Scan to graveyard. Go. Going to Justice Strike this, and I'll go to 6.
You're at 6.
Yep.
Go.
Trigger. We'll flip my thing. All right, if I put it in the yard. So I needed a land, but I'll just take this as the land and go ahead and flip it.
Yeah, because then you can just draw land, and now you have more lands.
Yep. Lava Cool this. Go.
So you probably have Ionize. All right, Risk Factor.
I'll exile it.
Ooh, my turn?
Yes.
Risk Factor.
You can draw 3 cards.
Go.
Draw. Go.
Go.
I am probably dead. Just because this, you have no more respect in the graveyard, but how
No.
many cards do you have in hand?
3. Or 4.
Yeah, I just have to cast spells, so
Yep.
I'm sure I'm dead. Yep.
And I think that's just going to be how...
No, I
yeah,
agree. I
without,
agree.
without Lyra's Mane or without, like...
Yeah, I mean, I think having Lyra in the sideboard is definitely pretty good. Any way to gain life, you might even want, like, Shield Mare. Shield Mare seems
I
pretty
don't
sweet.
think so. I think...
Well, it blocks early, which I like. Gains 2 life immediately, which I like. And, like, if you ever try to clear it as a blocker, I gain 2 more life. I just, that kind of effect just seems desirable, especially if this is the matchup that's not good.
It might be good enough. It just feels like these are like, I don't know, like the red decks just feel so abysmal for control decks. I haven't found a strategy yet that works.
I mean, risk factor in particular is
it's
very
but
powerful.
it's so good in that matchup.
Oh, I agree.
Oh yeah, it's unreal. Unless you syncopate it the first time down.
Yeah.
It's just not even that, but like just getting sequences where you get to draw a bunch of extra cards or play another one. Like the longer the game goes and with how much burn, like because you have to play so many removal spells for other matchups like Ghalta and Green and Selesnya, that like the deck is almost all focused on burn. And even 12 of the 16 creatures can deal direct damage as well. That can ignore the removal aspect. They still chip away.
No, I completely agree. And I'm very well aware that this deck is a big dog to mono red. So,
Inferno SC wants Brad to turn it around on Todd and start yelling War Eagle. But
War Eagle?
Yeah.
You gonna turn on me? I thought you were.
Is a War Eagle a football thing?
It's Auburn's.
Auburn.
Oh no.
Yeah, but
No,
you don't know that
Crimson.
Brad's actually an Alabama football fan.
I'm actually a huge Alabama fan for being someone from North Dakota that never cared about college football until he met Todd Anderson.
Yeah. he got
It's a very
converted hard.
specific group of people.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I watch every week that I can. No, I'm not War
Boot
Eagle.
the War Eagle guy from chat.
Get out of here.
Got some Alabama fans
I
again.
he's a mod
cannot
in my
wait
chat.
for Tua to just dunk on Auburn at the end of the season. I cannot wait
Pretty
for that
sure
day.
Auburn has 2 losses already this year, dude.
Well, we still
Alright.
get to beat them.
That's true. So 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least.
We got Danny HR95 and Zillion wanting to know why Todd, you have Jace Cunning Castaway in your sideboard.
So a lot of the control decks have this sideboard plan where they board in History of Benalia as this thing that gets kind of under a lot of the cheap counter spells. If you're on the play and your opponent plays turn 2 Search for Ascanta, that leaves a window on 3 to resolve something powerful that they will eventually have to deal with. And while double white might be a little hard, I think Jace Cunning Castaway actually plays that role pretty well. Just coming in, entering the battlefield, making a token, and then still being a thing that your opponent has to deal with. It's just the cheapest option that's easiest to cast, I think, for this deck. Plus, worst come to worst, you can start using it to loot with the illusion that it creates too. So.
No, I like the card. I haven't tried to break it yet in this format, but it's always been a card that I feel like was definitely not good enough with like Heart of Kirin Chain Whirler decks, but maybe still not good enough with Chain Whirler decks.
Yeah.
But I've never understood why it wasn't tried more. I haven't seen it pop up more in like these mono blue decks. It feels kind of like on theme.
Yeah, I mean, but it's there mostly for the control matchups. It's just your History of Benalia that's for your easier to cast for your color combination.
Okay, both of you talked about how red decks are generally favored against control in this format. Tucked Away wants some advice sideboarding with blue-black control against mono red aggro.
I don't even know anything about your blue-black list. I'm sorry. Like, is it blue-black Splash and Teferi or just straight blue-black control? Like, how is it winning? Like, I don't know how your deck sideboards, but the way you need to generate life and so Moment of Cravings, Vraska's Contempts, cards like this are going to be good against some of their creatures, and then counters, but you have to win the game. You have to clock them. And if you don't clock them, they're just going to slowly grind you away with burn spells.
Is that a spot where Doom Whisperer could be good?
Yes, Doom Whisper is very good in that matchup.
But never surveil. Just a 5-mana 6/6 flying trample. That's it. You don't ever surveil. Just let it win the game by itself.
You need some way to generate an advantage or close the game out. And the best advantages are creatures that close the game out that gain life, but blue-black doesn't have that. They do have, like a splash gets you the Blood Baron, the life gainer.
Oh, you played that the other day and you forgot to use it.
I forgot to use it on Experimental Frenzy. The 4/4 lifelink.
Vona, Butcher of what? Mortals? Butcher of... Okay.
There we go. Director Robert coming in here.
Coming in hot.
It's a decent creature. I mean, it kills creatures in other matchups. It has an ability that's relevant when your life total's irrelevant, and it gains life when it is. So I think that card might be fine as a sideboard option for Esper decks that don't want to lean too hard on white.
Completely turned around a game I played against Todd on Tuesday.
Yeah. I got him all the way down to 1, and then he just kind of chipped back in with it. He got to a spot where he got all the way up to like 13 or 11 and had the ability to actually exile a Frenzy, which would have left me dead on board because he knew the top card from a Teferi, but he chose not to and lost because of it, because he's a big dumb-dumb.
Yep, because he played spell into fight with fire, killed my thing, and it was bad.
All right, a few more questions. We got about 5 minutes left. About 5 minutes
H2O
left.
Happy Dude, is there a potential for a 4 or 5 color control deck in this format, or do we have to wait for more lands to be released?
I see someone was watching Caleb stream last night.
I was watching the stream a little bit last night too. That wasn't really a control deck. That was a Azor Gateway kind of combo deck.
I mean, I will say that I was dreaming of being able to play Teferi and cast Assassin's Trophy off of the 2 mana. That just feels really powerful. But
Chromatic Lantern brings it all together.
But you have to have it, and that's a 4 of, and it can die. I don't think so. I think that this format is still very aggressive, not just in how fast games are over, but how powerful the things that people are doing are, like Venerated Loxodon and Venerated Hierarch.
It's Venerated Loxodon.
Now I'm not. Now
you
I'm
got
just,
it right.
I know I have no
Venerated
confidence.
Loxodon.
Yeah,
now you have no confidant?
Yeah, confidant. Venerated Loxodon is super powerful in the early games. These red decks, these Golgari decks can get on the board fast. I just feel like taking chip damage from your mana is bad against the red decks, and it's just not there. Like, Ravnica was a fine multicolored format, like 3 or 4 color deck, but usually 3 color deck format. Once all the guilds were out and once everything's out there, all the mana fixing is available. But right off the bat, it usually was just you stay in your lane, stay in your guilds. I think the only reason that we're seeing certain splashes is because of how powerful Teferi is, just how absurdly powerful Teferi is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing a blue deck, there's a good chance you can just splash white for Teferi. It's not very hard. You have at least 8 buddy lands, the Glacial Fortresses, etc., and probably a white shock land, and that's usually enough. And Teferi is just such a powerful card. It answers a lot of the problematic permanents that a control deck would have a tough time dealing with, and the fact that it's just the best win condition for most of those decks is just
it's
nuts.
worthy of the splash. Whereas, like, just why are we playing 5 colors? Why are we playing 3 colors? Why are we playing 4? I have a rule in Magic. I'll try to say it as fast as possible. If you can do what you need to do to win games of Magic consistently with 1 color, play 1 color. If you need to go further, play 2 colors. If you need to go further, play 3 colors.
Play the minimum number of colors as necessary to get the effects that you need.
The minimum number of colors and the minimum number of differing effects in a deck. So, because that's how you get consistency in Magic. And if that's possible, if that wins games, do that. Like, we had a format where you didn't need to do anything because of Devotion. You played mono black or mono blue, but the 2 color decks were worse than the 1 color decks.
Yeah.
So you had to go to 3 colored for Esper to then break through that.
Yeah, it's always a trade-off between power and consistency. And what you're saying is there's a threshold you need to reach in a given format in terms of power. And once you reach that threshold, be as consistent as you can.
Correct.
Yeah. And here's the one thing that I always respond when someone's like, someone like pretty regularly asks, like, is Soul Tie a viable strategy? That's just a generic question you hear a lot. And my question is, like tenfold. Like, what are your 2 dominant colors? What are you even wanting to splash? Because you need to give me the reason why you want to play this color combination.
I mean, usually black-green needs to splash blue for counter spells to fight control on the correct ways. Like, Duress does not beat the top of their deck. So you Duress their 1 thing, and then they draw 2 extra cards. They hit then another thing. They play a Teferi. All of a sudden, Teferi resolved. Now you're in trouble. Whereas a negate can always be held up with Argyle's Bloodfast mana, or you just set aside 2 mana. And you're like, I'm going to counter the thing that matters.
Yep.
And you just play with the rest of your cheap mana and develop your mana base as it goes. And that might happen. If control gets too powerful, then we might see Sultai decks play that. Also, if Thief of Sanity comes down against a control deck early and it doesn't have the right removal, that's a scary thing. But now if the format is creatures and removal and red and less control, then you don't want to splash. You want to be a consistent 2-color deck that does the correct things that the metagame is.
And doesn't fall behind against the aggressive strategy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
every time you add another color to your deck, your lands are either going to enter the battlefield tapped, or you're going to take damage from your lands. That's just like the
Or
common
you're not
theme.
going to cast your spells.
Or you're just going to draw the wrong lands and not be able to cast your spells. We see it a lot in 2-color decks in this format, where you just draw Force Forest.
It happened to me
play
today.
you play your Merfolk Branchwalker, and then I don't have black, and then you just are dead. And the more colors you add to your deck, the more regular that event is to happen. So.
For sure. No.
Okay. We got time
last
for one
question.
more question. Very critical. Doyle2801 wants to ask Brad, Red Bull or Monster?
Hold on, you just had one.
Well, I have a Red Bull on me. I usually don't drink either. I try to stay away from both of them, but Red Bull over Monster.
Okay.
I just didn't have more coffee. Coffee over them all. Just
What
cold
about
brew
what
black,
about
cold.
Coffee Monster?
No, those are gross.
Yeah,
Those are really
I agree,
gross.
they're gross.
All the coffee drinks that aren't just from like a Starbucks.
All right, one
or
more
made at
serious
home.
question. I want to have like one more magic related.
No,
question.
we've answered a lot of questions.
Oh, you just want to get out of here.
Well, what question do you want answered? That's the
I
question.
want someone to ask me about Expansion Explosion. How freaking awesome it is.
That is what it is. He
Yeah,
needs
there's
a
no
specific
there is no
question.
question
There's no
about it. We
question.
did get
Right
one
about you
interesting
wrote
one
about
from
it today, didn't you?
Oh yeah, make sure to check out StarCityGames.com. I have an article all about Jeskai Control. The list in that article is a little bit different from this one. I updated this one last night as I was just tinkering a bunch with the mana, the removal packages and stuff. Yeah, the sideboard needs work, 100%. I think Shield Mare could be something you could do to help mitigate the red decks. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot. The deck felt sweet.
No, it looked great. It looked great against certain archetypes.
the chat is just like 9 people asking how good is Expansion Explosion now.
Who? Just call them out.
I've got Inferno SC, Just a Base, Darton, Basic
great.
3, Drum
All y'all
for
that asked?
Life, El Do Black.
Great.
God, I can't pronounce
It's
any
fine.
of
It's
these.
fine. All right.
Stop
we
that.
did have one more serious
pandering.
question that I liked if you want
Yeah,
that.
sure.
It's from
Let's hit
Zepha. It's, do you think this standard format is going to have more staying power in terms of keeping people's interest and still be dynamic well after previous standard formats have been? And if so, why?
So the question is, will this be a more dynamic, better format than the one where we played Hazoret and Chain Roller for 18 months? Is that
Maybe
the
not
question?
compared to that one exactly, but
it wasn't legal for 18 months.
Well, whatever.
go back even a few years when standard was better.
I do not think that this is going to be as interesting as exciting as Standard was when we got to play Fetch Duel, like Jeskai Black. Once we got to play like Mardu Obzon and Jeskai Grixis and all those crazy decks.
Once you could play a 4-color deck, and it was literally your mana was better playing 4 colors than it was playing 3 colors.
No, there's a lot of arguments to be had. The problem with that format is because of that, then it invalidated any 3-color decks, and when a 4-color deck is just going to play this like the cream of the best cards, whereas like they're going to play the Crackling Dooms, like both Obzon and Jeskai splash Crackling Doom. So all the other Mardu cards didn't get to see play because the Crackling, if you want to play Crackling Doom, you played them in Jeskai or Obzon.
Yeah.
And so this format we'll see more the card pool, the technical card pool of playable options will be bigger, and that's more exciting. And that's what I think Standard needs right now. And we haven't seen that for a while. Like you had to keep up with, red black aggro last format. You had to keep up with like Obzon and Coco prior to that, and we don't have that deck yet. And if we don't have the busted, this is the best deck for sure to play. For starters, I have to work harder, which that sucks. I'd much rather just take Coco or Marvel or Saheeli. It's so much easier when they're like, that's the best deck in the format. And I'm like, I'll play that.
Yeah.
One, please.
Yeah. 100 matches later, okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer this question with a question of my own. Ross and Brad, have either of you wanted to play Modern since the new set came out?
I will answer that question by I've never wanted to play Modern.
Well, I kind of did because I'm excited to play Creeping Chill and Dredge, but outside of that...
But you get my point.
Yes, your point,
No,
your point stands.
No, this is the point where Cedric Phillips starts making us play Modern because that's what hits a bunch.
Well, no.
And
This is where Standard gets a little stale. Like the issue with the last
5
year.
weeks
The issue with the last year is like we tried all the new stuff and it wasn't as good as the cards that were already printed. Like the problem with the last year of Magic is that Kaladesh and Amonkhet block embarrassed Ixalan and
We've just
Dominaria
Born of the
and
Gods.
Corset. Yeah, like those sets were just so much underpowered than the other ones. But now these cards look good because that's the format we're in. We're in a format where Shock can kill 2-drops and Lightning Strike can kill 3-drops. I don't know what that's like anymore. Like that wasn't,
That's gas.
I know.
We're coming from a format where like Wrath of God didn't even kill 2-drops.
Now Chupacabra couldn't even kill anything.
Yeah, Chupacabra was actively bad. Now it's flipping great.
No, so like it's going to be a good format because the cards trade better and they're powerful, but they're not. Like I've played like a bunch of Golgari mirrors where they had a Veraskin play for like 3 or 4 or 5 turns, and I came back and won, and I've lost games like that. Whereas that didn't happen with Chandra, just didn't happen because the thing is
Chandra's
like
busted.
Chandra and Hazoret and all these and and the Scarab God, they weren't chip damage. They were like every card in Red Black was chip damage, right? So like you just dwindled your life total down and you died. Whereas these cards, they're building, they're growing your own resources, but like finding the way to actually push through the wins are more difficult.
Yeah.
And this is just a better way to play Magic. So that's why I think this format is going to be good. I think it's going to be very enjoyable. I'm not going to say it's going to be great yet because we've had some great formats.
We have had some great standard formats. To me, this is the first time I've been excited about standard in a very long time. Like genuinely, like I'm back to like streaming, playing a lot of Magic online. You know, I like talking about the decks. I like theorizing about this stuff. I like brewing things. Like you know, like there's 5 different ways to build a Golgari deck, and that's without even splashing another color. That's crazy.
True. No, I think it's good, and we're just gonna keep playing it on Versus Live every Tuesday
until
and
y'all
every
get
Thursday.
bored of it. Until you know we don't hit 2,000 viewers in the middle of the day on a Thursday. Thank you all for being here.
Yes,
I just want to say
so
thank you so much. But that's going to be all for me, Mr. Brad Nelson, and Lost Merriam. Today, I'm sorry. I had to say it.
Well, he lost all the matches, so he should be Brad Smelson.
Technically, he won one.
We're going to go back.
We're going to check the tape, but I'm pretty sure
I lost it.
You're going to be retroactively Brad Smelson. There will be a tweet.
Thanks for watching Versus Live by StarCGames.com, and we'll see you next Tuesday, where we will bring you another edition of Versus Live. I don't know who's going to be on yet.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.